68 and cloudy in Middletown, but we're going to brighten things up considerably because I'm real happy to have these guys in the studio. Ben Fuller is here live in the studio, and we have Scott playing the keyboards and Mike way back in the drums. I don't know your last name, so scream it out because
Adamo.
That's easy for you to say. No, Mike Adamo playing drums. We've got him so far back into the corner. He's in a different zip code right now, actually. But all together, we've got these guys here in the studio. And Ben, welcome to 90.5.
Thank you.
Nice to have
Thanks
you
for
here.
having me. It's great to be here.
Congratulations on the release of your new EP.
Thank you.
Now, I'm not, up until this moment, up until the album came out, the EP came out, I wasn't aware of your music. Is this the first stuff that's out available for people? Or is...
It is. It's the first stuff I've done solo. I played in a few bands before and kind of put things out ourselves, but this is the first commercial release.
You've had a really, really interesting life. And one that I've been, like when I found out that you were coming in here, I started doing a little bit of research. And first of all, you've lived everywhere. You've assembled more mailing addresses than just about anybody I know. How did that work? Are you like an army brat kind of guy, or
I'm not insurance.
Insurance.
My dad was in insurance.
You know, or
Close, yeah.
traveling medicine show or something. Because you started off on the West Coast and up into the Northeast and all over the place.
Yes, I moved to 4 different high schools. 4 different middle school grammar schools before that. Went from Southern California to Philadelphia, back to Southern California, up to the Northeast.
When you're that young and you're moving around a lot, you're being influenced by a lot of things. Like when you're in California, I mean, this may all just be stereotype stuff that people back here think of, but when you're in California, it's all, laid back surf sand, kind of mellow stuff going on if you're in one part of Southern California, or it could be a little bit more urban if you're in a different section. Then you head east and you're into more R&B at Philadelphia area and that kind of blue-eyed soul, and then you head up north a little bit from here and it's more rootsy. And so is that where you gather all your musical influences from?
I do. I try to get influences really from everywhere I go and everyone I meet.
Well, you've been a lot of places. I mean, I was like, and all around the world as well. I mean, you've traveled quite a bit.
I have.
If somebody says to you, so where do you call home? Where do you tell people you grew up out of all the places you had a chance to do?
Probably right outside of Philly, actually. Yeah. Those were my formidable years.
In PA or New Jersey?
PA.
In Bucks County?
In Radnor County, actually.
Very nice. I know the area well.
Yeah.
So Flyers fan, Phillies fan?
Both.
I'll talk to you anyway. I'm a Mets fan, but we'll do the interview anyway. But we'll have to have words out in the hallway afterwards, okay? Because after what you guys did to us the last 2 years, not happy.
Yeah.
So you spent a pretty large amount of time in the Northwest. Is that home now for you?
It is. I live in Lake Tahoe right now, actually.
What a beautiful area.
It is. It's great.
And I'll tell you what, we've got lots to talk about. You're going to be playing tonight over in Langosta and on the boardwalk in Asbury. But why don't we make use of all the instruments and then we'll carry on and tell people more about your life because it's got some interesting stories in it. So what are you going to do for us first?
This first one is the single off my EP. It's called Ashes.
Cool.
Finally fields are turning brown. I'm gonna lay your ashes down. Fire's burning when swept weed off the ground. I'm gonna lay your ashes down. Falling from the sky, journeying piles of time gone by. That's charcoal fingers reaching high above. I'm gonna lay your ashes down, lay your ashes down. Oh, lay your ashes down. What's written here is what I've heard. It seems like hearsay's the only word. how it's moving, never seeing, never slowing down. I'm gonna lay your ashes down, lay your ashes down. Oh, 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 fearful now, fearful now. If the wind is blowing, maybe time will tell. 1,000 lies to get you going. When will bring a sunny day? Promise I will lay your ashes down. Oh, 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 lay your ashes down.
I'm Graham Rahal, a race car driver in the Champ Car World Series. Whether I'm reaching speeds of nearly 200 miles per hour on the racetrack or driving at home on the street, I always keep my hands on the wheel. Recent studies show that most crashes and near crashes involve some form of driver distraction. Please don't text while driving. The consequences can be very serious. Keep your hands on the wheel. Join me and my fellow drivers in the Champ Car World Series by taking the pledge at handsonthewheel.org.
I'm a lion.
Yes, you are. Come here. Let's see how this looks.
Hey, how's my little horse?
She's a lion.
Yes, she is. Arr!
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. When you adopt a child from foster care, just being there makes all the difference.
You're listening to Ben Fuller live in the studio here at Brookdale Public Radio, 90.5 tonight. It sounded great, Ben. Thank you.
Thank you.
I love that song. You know, it's so I guess literal, I guess is one way of saying it. You know, like it definitely evokes pictures in your mind, you know, of a cold November day with the leaves falling and all that kind of stuff, you know, which is a great place to be. And I know that you wrote that with your wife.
I did.
Which is very cool that you get to work together with your wife.
It is. It's great. She's a fantastic writer, actually.
Now, does she have her own musical stuff going on, or just happen to show you a talent?
She's just a writer, and we get together and do our thing.
Yes, you do. I would imagine so. And plus, you get to write songs, which is nice too.
Exactly.
Yeah. So on your travels, when you were meeting these people and seeing these in different places, what affects your songwriting? Is it the stories of these people, or do you imagine stories about people in these areas?
A little of both, I think. A lot of it is just the relationships I have with these people and kind of what I see, the environment. A lot of it is talking to people and learning their stories, and a lot of it is kind of imagining what things might be like.
So you more or less, I mean, how many of these songs, I guess, are like real personal recollections of yours or reflections of your life, as opposed to just being a storyteller? Which way do you think it is?
It's probably a majority are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're traveling now with the guys, do you find it? Is it easier for you to write when you're on the road, or you need to be home quiet?
It's probably easier when you're at home. Mm-hmm. There's a little more time. There's lots of driving on the road.
Yeah, like taking copious notes while you're out on the road of like, yeah, this will be a great thing to write about, or remember this, little crib notes for you.
Yeah, sometimes I'll keep those things in my head.
Now, the guy that you've got playing keyboards for you, Scott Fisher. Hi, Scott. How are you?
What's going on, man? Thanks for having us.
It's a pleasure. Is also the producer of your EP, Aquarian Sun. And I thought it was kind of interesting that you got together with him through a guy by the name of Scotland Barr, in Portland. That's who introduced you two together. And people should go and find out more about Scotland Barr, because he had an interesting life.
For sure.
It left way too soon, but it left the hot sauce behind. The aardvark hot sauce, for those people that are out there that
yeah,
know.
man, he's a big influence. I mean, I grew up in Portland, Oregon, so I know a little bit about Scotland and spent some time with him. And yeah, he unfortunately passed away way too young, but a great songwriter and had a great band, the Slow Drags, out of Portland.
Yeah, you can go online for those people out there who want to check out Scotland's music, and you can find out more about him, and you can buy the hot sauce that he invented as well, because he was a culinary.
Stuff.
I know this kind of stuff. I'm weird. I know about hot sauce. Aardvark, yeah. And he was a culinary student, and so I knew about the hot sauce stuff. And kind of when I found out that you were connected to him and he was connected to Scott, it was kind of like, okay, well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So welcome to the little family there, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Tonight, you guys are going to be playing over at Langosta Lounge, which is on the boardwalk in Asbury Park. You're going to go on about 7:30, from what I'm told, something like that. So, and you'll have the guys with you. So it'll be a fun show.
Looking forward to it.
You want to play another song live right now, or you want to go into the album for it?
Let's play another one live. So it's called Favorite Song.
I play your favorite song on your favorite night. Take you above the earth in my satellite. I do your favorite dance on your favorite floor. Take you across the earth in my 4x4. Fill your side of bed, sheets were covered red. Wake up with the words still ringing in my head, and they said, take me away, I wanna go to your city. Take me away, I wanna go to your city by the bay. Feel okay, be alright if I could hold you tonight. And I said, I've been your favorite tan on your favorite wall. Give you a whole damn house and overhaul. I point your favorite star in your favorite sky. Maybe it'll be just you and me this time. Fill your side of it, told me you were dead. Wake up with the words still ringing in my head, and they said, take me away, I wanna go to your city. Take me away, I wanna go to your city by the bay. Feel okay, be alright if I could hold you tonight. And I said, take me away, I wanna go to your city. Take me away, I wanna go till you see me. Take me away, I wanna go to your city. Take me away, I wanna go to your city by the bay. Feel okay, be alright if I could hold you tonight.
You know how it happens at home. Walking on carpet creates a static charge that sparks when you touch something. The same thing can happen at the gas pump. Drivers who slide back into the seat when waiting for the tank to fill create static electricity, which may spark when they touch the nozzle. While it's extremely rare, static-related fires at the gas pump can happen at any time of year, especially during the fall and winter months when the air is cool and dry. To avoid static fires at the pump, follow these tips. Stay outside your vehicle when you fill up. If you must get back in your car while refueling, touch a metal part of the vehicle with your bare hand before you go back to the nozzle. Here are some additional safe refueling guidelines. Turn off your engine. Don't smoke. Don't top off your tank to avoid spilling fuel. If you're pumping gasoline into an approved portable container, place it on the ground to avoid a possible static electricity ignition of fuel vapors. For more information about safe refueling, visit api.org or pei.org.
For information on how to intern or volunteer at Brookdale Television, BTV at brookdalecc.edu.
Listening to Ben Fuller live in the studio here on Brookdale Public Radio, 90.5, and another track off the EP, which will be available tonight, actually, as a matter of fact.
It will.
If people want to, when people come out to see you play, and it's, as I mentioned before, it's at Langosta Lounge on the boardwalk in Asbury Park, and it's a free show, too. People don't have to pay to get in, so come on in, hang out, catch the band. It's going to be a lot of fun. The name of the EP is called Aquarian Sun, which is water sign. Yes. How does that impact you? How do you read into that? Or what do you read into that, I guess?
Well, I mean, growing up, I have a brother-in-law also who's an Aquarius and a sister, and we're kind of, Aquarius. Aquarians are kind of, independent, kind of free-spirited, do kind of, follow their own path, and I've always kind of...
Did you know that before you started following your own path? Like, did you know that that's what your sign said? People...
Oh, no.
They just kind of worked out?
Yeah, I found that later on in life, and people were like, oh, you're an Aquarius, huh?
Because I'm a Sagittarius, I have no idea what that means, but I just know that actually I'm a Sagicorn because I'm right on the cusp. So it's either Capricornus or a Sagicorn. I'm not quite sure which way it goes for that one.
Whichever one sounds better.
Yeah, exactly. So what's your plans after tonight? Where are you and the guys off to after this?
We're headed down to Charlottesville, Virginia. Actually, before that, we're going to hit D.C. tomorrow, and then down to Charlottesville, Virginia, doing a station down there, playing at Plan 9 Records down there in Charlottesville.
Nice college town.
Yeah. And then we're heading back to the West Coast after that.
And then you get to start it all over again, I'm sure. Now, what's the website that people can find out more about you?
It's www.benfullermusic.com.
And all one word. And we should give props to Scott over there as well, because you've got your production website up and running and all that stuff. So what's your website?
Just scottfishermusic.com.
So check it out. And like I said, you guys will be over at Langosta Lounge tonight. Mike, do you have a website that you want to talk about? Or?
Sure, yeah. It's www.thebreakbeatbible.com.
Breakbeatbible.com. There you go. So you can find out more about Mike as well. But you can actually meet all these guys in person later on tonight at Langosta Lounge.
Everyone has friends. There's online friends, friends to go out with on a Saturday night, friends to hang out with and do nothing, friends who show up on moving day. And then there are the friends who'll be there if someone is dealing with a mental illness. Are you one of those friends?
That is another great track from Ben's new EP, which is called Aquarian Sun, which you'll be able to find tonight when you go to Langosta Lounge in Asbury Park and catch these guys as they play live. Showtime's at 7:30, so it's a nice early night right after dinner, and there's no admission cost to get in tonight, so no excuses, okay? It's going to be fun on the boardwalk, so make sure you go on down because, you're not going to be here for a little while. It's going to take you a while to come back around again because you have to tour the whole world. Like you usually do, and find 19,000 places to live before you come back around again. And we were talking off Mike, one of the fun places that you lived, and I'm really amazingly jealous of you, was that treehouse. And I want to know about the treehouse. This is just my own personal thing, okay? So
there were actually several tree houses that I lived in. All in the same area. It was up in Alaska, in this town just south of of Anchorage called Girdwood.
So you did that whole like Into the Wild thing, huh? You did the
a little bit, not quite as
hardcore.
Hardcore, no, definitely not. Although my wife and I, now wife, was girlfriend back then, and our 2 dogs. End of February, drove up from Montana up to Alaska. Broke down a few times along the way. Spent about a week in the Yukon, broken down. Met some good people there who helped us get back on the road. Eventually made it to Alaska. We were sleeping in our car and in a tent for a while. And
so the cold really doesn't bother you, does it?
Not so much.
I guess not, because I know you were up on Mount Kilimanjaro too, which is, not exactly the warmest place on the planet. Yeah. So I guess you don't mind the cold that much.
Not at all. I live in the cold now too.
The treehouse.
So we ended up in this town, Girdwood, met some people and found out that there were, people living in the woods down this road in these tree houses. And some live all winter long in these things. And there was probably about 10 of them. They varied from, a little A-frame kind of right at the base of a tree to, some up in the tree, 2 stories with wood stoves, bunk beds. Like some of them were pretty nice.
Good that you all got along really, really well.
Yeah, we had no choice.
Tight quarters, This is definitely one marriage that's going to last forever because you guys can hang out together like in that kind of a space and you're good to go. You've got it set,
We've been through a lot together for sure.
Well, being that my last name is Robinson, like I was saying, I was always fascinated by Swiss Family Robinson. I'm still one of these days going to get that treehouse, Before we let you go, I didn't want, we don't often get bands to come in here with all their gear, so we figured we'd make you play one more time.
Awesome.
I'd say playing for your lunch, but we're not going to give you any food. But anyhow, what do you got for us?
All right, we already ate. This one's called California.
Cool.
This is kind of an ode to my California roots.
Well, I'm from Wichita. I believe there's something wrong here. I saw it on the television. Why? The funny look on your face. Well, you're from Burbank, not Salvador, Chappie. Sometimes we go to LA for a drive on a sunny day. 'Cause we don't want nobody to love, no. We don't need nobody to love. We don't want nobody with California. I'm from San Dimas. We got it like water. People come to slide right down the face of an afternoon. I'm saying no free. That's not the San Diego. They're generating power on the shores of a sandy bay. 'Cause we don't want nobody to love, no. We don't need nobody to love. We don't want nobody with California. 'Cause we don't want nobody to love, no. We don't need nobody to love. 'Cause we don't want nobody with California. 'Cause we don't want nobody to love, no. We don't need nobody to love. We don't want nobody with California. With California. With California. With California.
Quick ending there. You guys have done that before, haven't you? You practiced.
A few times.
A couple of times. Ben, thank you so much for hanging out in the studio. And Scott and Mike, thank you so much. And Mike's got a book coming out. And so can you get around your drum kit or get anywhere close to a microphone? Because You know, we don't often have authors in here either, and the amount of drummers who are authors that have been in here is a very few, like one, and you're it. So, your book is coming out when?
It's going to be out this August.
And it's called?
It's called The Breakbeat Bible.
Which is the same as your website.
Yeah, it's an instructional drum book.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, well, you should come by again when the book is, when you guys are on tour. Come on around again, and we'll talk more about the book.
All right.
So you got an open invite, and don't forget tonight down at Langosta Lounge, 7:30 is showtime. So make sure you get down there and enjoy some great food and some really great music, guys. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
It's been a real pleasure. Congratulations on the EP, and looking forward to hearing more music. When do you think you'll get back into the studio? Any ideas?
I'm hoping in the next 6 months, for sure.
Well, when it's out and about and you're ready to come back around, you got an open invite.
Awesome, thank you.